Hello, Libra. Welcome to your July soul session. I am Princess India, if you are new. And if you are family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whatever. So, of course, your soul sessions are mid-month this month because we did the connection sessions first, but we're going to be getting into an overall energy as well as a challenge, and then a more specific spread for you beautiful humans out there, Libra. So first and foremost, our overall energy for the month of July, we have I was about to say the Leo in the reverse. So sad. We have strength in the reverse. That is Leo energy, and this is challenged by the Five of Swords in the reverse. So what it is looking like, Leo? Yeah. How can I say this? It's coming to my mind. I don't want to say those words, but I'm gonna say them. There's a little bit of being kind of out of control this month, Libra. But it's not out of control to where like y'all are kind of wilding out. I just feel like almost like your brain could be attacking, if I could say it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like your brain attacking you in the sense of you're very much consciousness. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a lot of fears, a lot of worst case scenarios, a lot of reactionary kind of behaviors. You kind of not necessarily being your normal balanced self in a sense. You know, you guys are kind of on one the Likert scale. You know what I'm saying? This kind of feels to me that something transpired here. I'm kind of curious to know what it is. It feels like something has happened with you all that kind of put you into this space, because it's like the vibe that I get is like Libra. I don't know, I'm freaking Leo. Well, I mean Leo season for when I'm reading, but Leo energy could be affecting you, or it could be in your chart, whatever. But it feels to me that there was a trigger. That's what it feels like. Like you guys were on your rainbows and sunshine, the sage and black type of time, and something happened, and this feels more past tense to me, and this is what I'm picking up intuitively, by the way, but it just feels like something that kind of triggered you, but it triggered you completely woo-woo land and into full-on humanity. You know what I'm saying? So all the limitations that you see in day-to-day life of like, we're getting older, time is running out, and I only make this much money, and like all of this stuff that's limiting you, you know what I'm saying? And it's being really fixated in that, and lost in that, and that kind of being what has control over you in a sense, if I could say it that way. And looking at this challenge with this Five of Swords in the reverse, and y'all may not even like this, but there's a need to like forgive someone. You know what I'm saying? So it feels to me, and I'm hoping and praying y'all are not hearing my kids' television in the background, because I don't know what it is, but it's, I can hear it. I think it's the game. I don't know, but I hope you guys can't hear that. But anywho, it's more or less of taking you like out of and I'm gonna speak tarot here, but it feels very much like being in like you were in like Seven of Wands kind of energy. So you were in like this head protection, and it's kind of like, and that's going to be so shows up in your cards, but like stepping out of that because of you being triggered. You know what I'm saying? But with this Five of Swords in the reverse, there's a need to kind of like forgive in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I feel holding anger towards whoever this person is that triggered you, or holding anger towards them, or like kind of being butthurt over it, like still being kind of triggered by it, or even thinking things like, how could they say something like that to me? How could they talk to me? How could they do something like that? It's like that open channel with them. It's like that's what's causing still be in this energy. So it's almost like this other person kind of having power over experience and power over what you believe is possible, because they removed you out of like this optimistic or, spiritual kind of perspective that you were having. And it's kind of brought into the limitations of humanity in a sense. Y'all, I have to text my kid because that's loud. And I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. It would be so crazy if I'm like sitting up telling him that and y'all can't even hear it. But I'm gonna clarify strength in the reverse though, just to see what else we see in reference to this. Let me here. I'm like, we're so much time on this overall energy. Oh wow. Cornucopia. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me cover up my eye. These cards are really cornucopia in the reverse. That's clarifying the strength. So yeah, dude, and I mean, this brings into the realm a myriad of different things. If we speak about something more tangible, it could be, and this kind of feels like a of people of where, I don't know, something with money. I don't know if someone offered or promised to like invest and took it away is kind of how I feel with that in the financial sense. But other than this, I really someone raining on your parade. You know what I mean? Back to what I was saying, like with that 7 of Wands kind of energy, it's like you guys being in a good because of your optimism. And it's like a person shitting on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like if you had this bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, big vision of what you saw that was possible, it's like someone or something coming along and raining on your parade and telling you things like that's not possible, or putting some sort of doubt in you in a sense. That's kind of what I feel. But there has to be a sense of forgiveness, and not necessarily in the sense of like, going back and kissing the person or anything like that. But I mean, in the sense of there has to be a reconciliation with whatever this is that transpired, not necessarily with the person, but like with yourself in reference to that. Because I always say our triggers are our own, and our triggers are giving us insight into a part that needs to heal. So it's like being hurt over it. That's something that needs to be confronted and reconciled. And that's what our overall energy is for the context of the rest of these cards. Now, getting into your more specific spread, your central energy representing you all. Interesting. We have the 5 of Wands in the reverse, which is going to reiterate everything that I just said. Your past influence is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Your hidden influence, wow, is the 10 of Pentacles. Your above energy, which is your potential outcome. Oh my God, it did. The 7 of Wands and the reverse. Bro, I might be psychic or something. And your potential, what to look out for is the 6 of Wands in the reverse. That is so crazy that freaking card came out. I can't even right now. That's Wild Magnolia. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, so looking at your past influence, it's a lot of Wands energy, by the way. With this Ace of Wands in the reverse being in you guys past influence, and this is like the latter part of June and the beginning part of July, coming into the midpoint of July, it goes back to this corner in the reverse. For me, I feel like there was an opportunity or a new beginning that felt either thought was going to happen, or you guys projected to happen at this particular time frame, like there being like this fresh new kind of start, and that being kind of delayed. And I would say delayed, not denied, right? So the way that I would kind of see this panning out for the Libras that will resonate with this, it's one or two ways that this happened. It's either this involves a person, and I mean, this could be like a business partner, or, a financier, whatever the case, or even, a friend that said that they had a job opportunity for you, and the job opportunity So I feel that it's either this involves like a person, or this is something just like with you guys, to where it may be a goal that you set for yourself, and something happened and it didn't necessarily pan out the way that you hoped it would. But I feel the disappointment from the lack of this new beginning coming to pass is really like the burden that Libra is carrying into this month, you know what I mean, which is causing you to have limited perspective of what's possible for you. Now, coming into the present energy, like I was saying before, with this 5 of Wands in the reverse, you guys have very much stepped out of alignment. And the reason why things would seem to be chaotic around you, and that's why it's so crazy to me that the outcome is this freaking 7 of Wands in the reverse. That's insane for me, because it's like I'm seeing this clearly, because I'm like, dude, that's so much of 7 Wands. But with this 5 of Wands, it's like the solution to the problem, Libra. And I mean, I could literally end the reading right here. I kid you not. The solution to the problem here is for you to step back into your position of power, because the whole issue of the chaos around you point is because you're out of your God space, if we would call it that way, right? Like you being in alignment with that higher perspective that you all had, like prior to all of this. The whole reason why it seems like things are a shit show now is because you are out of alignment. And I feel what it could kind of feel like from my vantage point, being out of alignment, but to you guys, it can feel like almost dropping back down to reality, and even like telling yourself that you were silly for thinking, like I was fool thinking that was possible. And, I got to deal with life the way that it is. Almost like a negative realism. And I know that that's contradictory, but well, I mean, a negative realism would really be pessimism, to be honest with you. It's seeing everything from like the glass half full perspective. But the hidden influence is your 10 of Pentacles. So the truth of the matter is, it's like in reality, you're not in a bad space. It's like you everything that it is that you need, and you weren't silly or foolish for your perspective, or if an opportunity was taken from you or something didn't fall through, that mean that this is like the end of the line, for you. It's just one's perception has you perceiving it that way. Again, you were in a hedge of protection, you had a higher vantage point, but it's like whatever this was that kind of hit you guys in the gut, it kind of brought you into that vibrational frequency of whatever it is that, triggered you guys, or was at the root of this conflict, or what have you. And that takes us to this out. The 7 of Wands in the reverse, that literally encapsulates everything that I've said up to this point. Because with this card, right, this is the after tarot, so it shows you what happens. But in the Rider-Waite, the dude is up here on this. All these dudes are like trying to hit him with their sticks, but they can't get to him because he can see them, sees what all of them are doing, sees what they're trying to do, right? And it shouldn't bother him because he's in his God space. He's in the higher vantage point, right? They can't get to him. But that's what I'm talking about. I feel that there was a trigger. And of course, the after tarot is kind of like it's already in the reverse, right? So it's literally him being up there, not realizing how good he has it, him being triggered, and he jumps down to their level, right? And I feel like that's what it is that happened with you guys. It's like, and that's why I say it's like, if I put it in the context of like a spiritual thing of like, you're being super positive, you're being woo-woo, you're burning your candles, doing your meditation, saging, you know what I mean? Like no negative vibes around me, you know what I'm saying? And something or someone hurts you, and you allow that to bring you back down to earth, so to speak. But what you've really done is allowed yourself to get sucked into the negativity. So, and I just heard that, so I'm gonna say it. But it's like you allowed your opposition to win. What I'm saying, you allowed them to win the battle, because it's something that is said, it's something that is done, right? And it could have just been that moment and then you move past it, but it's all, I'm pretty sure you heard that, but it's really that it's a moment that happened, but it's like now you're taking this with you moving forward, right? So it's like this energy is kind of following you. So reconciliation or forgiveness that's showing up in this Five of Wands in the reverse, as well as in your challenge of the Five of Swords in the reverse, it's not really so much about the other person. It's about you, just like how they always say that forgiveness is for you. It's like you have to release the hold that this person, situation, circumstance, disappointment, what have you, has on you, because the only thing that's holding you guys back, and I said the same thing to Cancer, who I did right before you guys, the only thing that's holding you back is literally yourself, you know, and it's your connection to whatever this thing is that's allowing this to have power over you and is causing you to have this negative perspective because you're not in alignment with yourself. Like, you being in this energy is not who you are, you know? It's like, I would feel from this, the Libras that I'm talking to have to be on the optimistic side of things. You know what I mean? Like, you're seeing the best in a bad situation, right? But from this having transpired, it's like you're seeing stuff for what it is. But the what it is you're seeing it for is from a limited perspective. So the perspective that you had before wasn't a foolish one. It's not really that you were being optimistic. In reality, you were being realistic, but you had an objective standpoint. But now you're in subjectivity. You know what I mean? And when you're in subjectivity, you're limited. You can't see the whole picture. So you're making judgments based on this limited perspective that you have. And from what it's looking like to me, this limited perspective that you have, it doesn't have a lot of leeway. So it's just like everything is all bad. I'm stuck here, you know, like I just got to deal with this type of vibe. And what to look out for moving forward, we have the Six of Wands in the reverse. So this is a forewarning of saying, like, what you need to look out for is if you continue past the month of July with this type of energy that you've been in, you're going to start seeing yourself as a failure. You're going to start seeing the progress that you've made up to this point as pointless, right? As it's a failure, it's a dud. This was a waste of time. All of this was for nothing. Now, I don't know what it is that we're speaking about specifically, but this feels to me like an aspiration. Like it's something that you guys were aspiring to. And much like I said with this Ace of Wands in the reverse, it's delayed, not denied. But I feel like the mentality that Libra would be in at this point is one in which, like, this is never going to happen for me, is kind of like the headspace that I would feel that the Libra that would resonate with this would be in. It's like you believed, despite all challenges or all good consciousness, whatever, you know, believed or you hoped against hope, whatever, that whatever this is was going to work for you. But I feel what you guys have experienced recently has put you in a point just like, okay, this isn't going to get any better, and I just need to accept this. But if we put this in the context of kind of like a spiritual attack, then it would be like the ops have won. Because that's exactly, you know, the headspace that they would want you to be in, is one like down and out and believing that, you know, this is the end of the road for you. So this is more or less like, and I mean, hell, child, if I were to just be extra, then this is my definition of extra. I don't necessarily think anyone else would find this extra, but I mean, we could literally call it like a spiritual attack. Like that's literally what this would be, is like spiritual attack. It's something that's set up to in a place that, well, it's something that's set up to put you in the exact place that you are in right now, is to where you're thinking you're limited, it's not going to happen. Like that was the goal of this whole thing, was to get you into this space. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, but I'm, you know, a Taurus and I like a bit of a challenge, you know what I'm saying. I would say, you know, don't take this sitting down, my brethren and sisterin, you know what I'm saying? Don't take this sitting down. Don't let, you know, your ops win, because staying in this energy, it means they won. And it's like you're sitting on, you know, a gold mine here, you know. And that's why I said it's like it's interesting for me how this is kind of coming out, because this does feel to me like someone's aspiring something. So I don't know. if this is like a business idea or, whatever, it feels kind of in that realm for me, where it's a dream that you had, and it's like a dream deferred, you know, but it's like getting into this headspace of this is never gonna happen, but that being orchestrated by like spiritual attack, and the goal of the spiritual attack was to get you into energy that you're in now, and if you were to stay in this, then they would be, and I don't know who the hell but it would be a victory on their end and a loss on yours, and you walking away from this seeing yourself as a failure when in reality you're actually a victor. This feels like a whole spiritual thing. It's like literally this Pentacles would say that you've already overcome the world, like you already have the victory in this situation, but this is broken mirrors that are leading you to perceive as if you're not victorious. But if your perception is that, then eventually your actions are going to match up with your perspective. And I feel that this reading is more or less like a wake up call in a sense, wake you up from the delusion, because, and it's kind of like the is not is paradigm too. It's like, you're allowing the is not to win, and you've completely tossed out the is, you know what I'm saying? And it's like laying down in a ditch to die and the is not, and calling that reality. And this is kind of like a wake up call or a jolt to get you to realize, like, dude, wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, and my computer did the thing. But it's like it's a wake up call to get you to see like it's a trick. It's a setup, Okay, now it really did the thing. It faked out the thing. But luckily, I mean, Libra, this happened at the end of your reading. I didn't have anything else to say. I mean, instead of us sitting here clicking around trying to make this thing work. I mean, am I still talking? Can y'all still hear me? I might have to like do this to see if y'all can still hear me. Hold on. I wasn't sure if you guys heard me when my computer did the thing that it but just go ahead and put trash emojis in the chat for my trash laptop. But what I was saying was, it's like I feel all of this is just kind of like a heads up and I can't even say a forewarning. It's literally a wake up call in so many words, because I have no idea if you guys heard me when the thing wonked out or whatever. But I really feel like this is like a wake up call to say, like, you're better than this. Like, don't allow this to have power over you. You know what I mean? And to step back into your power and to get things going, because it's not over for you. It's delayed, not dag nabbit son of a gun. But anywho, Libra, that has been your soul session. Most certainly, let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, your freaking face, Libra. I'm nosy. Let me know what this is talking about. But I will see you guys sooner than later. Bye.